2012-12-31. I'm not the first wizard to lose his mental moorings looking for the Netherese Mythalar, nor am I likely to be the last. The only first-hand account of the device comes from a giant named Helgren, who has been dead nearly 1,750 years by Dale reckoning. He documented his experience in a holy book he named the Codicil of White. I've pressed my companion Arveatrix for any bit of history she can recall that might aid me in my search, but I'm afraid her mind has begun to slow with age, and few of her memories remain unaffected. I've never known the confusion of old age to affect a dragon. She may be unfortunately unique among her kind. 1-1-12-32. I have been attempting to retrace the footsteps of Helgren. His journey towards the Mythalar began, as near as I can suppose, at a ring of sacred cairnstones. Sat upon a naturally occurring ley line, these stones form a druidic ritual circle, a place where spirits of long-dead giants may be called upon for guidance. Alas, dead giants are no friendlier than living ones, and I was chased away before I could make any meaningful progress from there. A similar ring of stones lies upon the same line on the banks of the southeastern lake. Perhaps it could be used in the same way. 15-1-12-32. My apprentice's ambitions make him bold and impatient. He hasn't said as much, but somehow I feel that he knows I fear to learn what the black ice has to teach, that my mind will collapse under the terrible weight of the knowledge. He will kill me and take the Mythalar for himself when I'm too weak and insane to defend myself. When I return to the shores of the Sea of Moving Ice to commune with the Charlatan, I must do so without him. 22-1-12-32. I struggle to contain the violence that intrudes upon my thoughts, conjured by paranoia and rage. Have my faculties failed me, or will being rid of him preserve what is left of my mind? The black ice still calls, and I've come too far to stop now. M.
I never felt more uncommon with an NPC in my life.
I just want to kill this teenager.
Let the madness take me.
So, having put Goodmead in your rearview mirror, you are proceeding north back up to Easthaven. Easthaven is depicted on the screen there. I particularly like this picture because of the lamps. They seem so out of place, and they really make the whole thing seem very cool.
Yeah.
It really makes it look a lot more like Connecticut.
I was going to say, you can see New Haven on the opposite side.
The green aurora.
Yeah, I love
the animation is actually really good on this.
Yeah, this is, of all the works that this guy has done on his Patreon, this is one of my favorites.
Nice little screensaver.
Let's see if I can get the
And if this is Connecticut, it's pronounced Staven.
Yeah, Easthaven, yeah.
It's right next to Berlin. Go fuck yourself.
So the Eastway terminates in this footpath that leads down into the town proper. This is Redwaters, I believe, is the lake. On the banks here, you can see the docks and all the ships there that are at dock are sort of locked in this ice shelf that has been growing on the water as the winter has lingered on. And the first thing that you notice as you get within eyeshot of the town is sort of in this square here on the outskirts of town where it's sort of walled off with this little stone wall. A crowd has gathered around a 10 to 12 foot, maybe tall bonfire that's fully burning.
Ooh, could burn the witch. Oh, jeez, I should have said that out loud.
She's right there.
Sorry. I have no social filter.
By the way, just for travel stuff, and RP stuff, do you indulge Zevian on her queries about Eldath? Tell her about your faith and everything.
Oh, he probably just does that like all the time.
Oh, he's the worst.
He's proselytizing.
We can burn the
He's
witch.
a religious man.
Probably.
Sure. And then, of course, she probably asks about your culture, where you come from, and everything.
Well, he doesn't talk
Nothing
about
worse
that.
than a preachy cow.
If she doesn't want to, okay.
He spent time in a monastery becoming religious until the blood rain happened. And
I
that
see.
Sort of was like an awakening kind of thing, and sort of found his calling there. Because when the sky opens up and like pours blood on you, you kind of make life choices.
Yeah.
It's sort of the time to do it.
Although, blood rain
I
is
should
usually
buy
the
a
time
boat.
of worst life choices.
Sounds awesome.
Cool.
I mean, what else could go wrong? So, YOLO.
Anything else? Any other roleplay that wants to occur while we are on the road?
I'll just consider that she has some rudimentary lore about Eldath now, and thanks Nicolau for the conversation.
We are traveling with Barry. We are traveling with Sinar.
Yes, they are with you.
We are not traveling with any of the other NPCs, if memory serves.
Nope.
Garrett and Keegan are reunited.
Yep.
Boy
and
is
Dog
with them.
and Boy went with them, and also your Wizard's Apprentice friend
Astrid.
Astrid. She has fled to parts unknown.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, she took off on horseback. She went into the center of town when the dragon was... She's probably, like, doing, evacuating people and getting people out of broken houses.
So yeah, she joined up with the.
She decided to start taking hero levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it's entirely possible.
And we'll have to find Keegan again for the reward, but that can wait.
I don't
If
even
there is
remember
a
what the reward was.
The reward was reuniting them and being
The
able to spend time
reward-
with Boy.
The reward was your dog sled. You were already given it.
Okay, cool. Then never mind. I thought he had some weird scrimshaw thing for us.
Yeah, actually, he did promise you scrimshaw. I believe 50 gold pieces worth of scrimshaw, which in the greater scheme of
Yeah,
things, not
that's
that
what I'm
much,
saying. If
but-
we see him again,
Let's file it in this $1,000,000 gold book we just found.
I mean, we are in Icewind Dale, so 50 gold is a lot these
Like
days.
1,000,000 gold.
Yeah. Well, and again, like every other promise of gold, it's probably going to be paid out in scrimshaw or food.
this item is worth 9,000 gold. The merchant only has 500 gold.
So yes, this is what you see as you approach the town. Is this this crowd gathered around a large bonfire? If there's any other role play, go ahead and engage. Otherwise, feel free to.
I covered in the Discord chat.
Okay.
I've just got Niantai strapped up with all of our shit, so that we have a pack animal. I want to see if this bonfire looks like the hanging devices that they were passing out to the cities from the Cult of Auril.
It does not. They have a very distinct snowflake motif, where this just appears to be a pyre with.
One more thing when Ben's done.
Yeah, go ahead.
It occurs to me that listeners probably don't have access to her Discord chat. So, so Zev's kind of messed up. She's not saying much. She's visibly bothered inwardly, and she's not going to share this with people unless they ask. And even then, maybe not. She hasn't heard back from anybody in Mensa Berenzan, not her family or anybody, in a long time. She doesn't have any mission orders. No direction from the people who sent her on the mission to the surface. She doesn't know what's happening, and that's really messing her up. Especially after seeing, Una being accepted back home. And, things are working out, and that's great, but what's she doing here? So, drugs fix everything. Thank you. Big ups to Sai. So, when she's not just listening to Nicolau's proselytizing and preaching, she just remains very quiet.
And cold and miserable, right?
He sucks in the cold, yeah.
Yeah, you have been suffering from the cold more so
Oh, yeah.
than usual lately.
It's she just is thinking upon what's happening here and feeling and also feeling downright foolish after what happened at the meadery anyway. So she's just not saying much at all.
So as you approach this bonfire, you do notice that it is not the standard Auril motif. It is just your standard witch-burning pyre. The crowd is gathered around it. The straw at the bottom has already caught, and the flames are already towering 8 to 10 feet high. And tied to the stake is a man, human by what's left of his appearance, pale-skinned, tied, trussed hands behind his back. And as the fire sort of engulfs his body, he doesn't scream, he doesn't strain, he just stands there in what can only be immense, immeasurable pain, and stands grim-faced until the flames consume him and the life is out of him.
Does this man look familiar, like a certain man that we fought and buried?
The blue eyes white dragon that we cut?
This does not look like that man. A lot of the skin is already kind of burned when you get there, but it doesn't really share.
I didn't mean the same guy.
Oh,
I meant, somebody who was
No,
an ice person.
It does not share any of those markers that you're familiar with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this just looks like a regular human man. Nothing really stands out about his appearance other than he's wearing red on red garments, like a very red color scheme.
Santa?
Do we like?
Wow, this game got dark.
Christmas ain't coming for you, 10 Town.
Do we recognize David Harbour? Like the clothes from anywhere? Do we recognize those red garments?
Anybody who's trained in Arcana or History can give me.
I have a 3. Oh, cool. True to form, 13.
13.
And that's really low for me.
Yeah. Nobody else?
Can I make an untrained?
No, if you're not trained, I'm not gonna give this to you.
I have -1.
All right. Yeah, unfortunately, with a better roll, you would have gotten some info, but with that,
It's my specialty.
I know, and it's been letting you down the entire campaign.
Yeah.
You should just not specialize in anything.
That's my life. My life goal is
Like
just
you
not to
can't
be good at
disappoint
anything.
yourself if you live a life of mediocrity.
So Nickel Cow is gonna plow on forward and like he's not happy with this, and he's gonna like shake the first person he sees. And, what is the meaning of this?
This person happens to be a half-elven, indistinct gender, shortcut hair, wearing some sort of official, like, mail and spalders and cloak of the town guard, and turns, spins on you and sees that you're not really a threat. You're just demanding information, and just puts a hand out to calm you, and says, Be at peace. I'm Captain Argalith. This man has been sentenced to die for murder.
Oh, sentenced in a court. And,
Yes.
Using whatever your local jurisprudence is.
we held a trial. The evidence was damning. There were multiple witnesses. We are certain he is guilty of the crime that he's being punished for.
He does not look like he's from around here. Is he local? Is he a traveler?
No, he is a wizard from the Arcane Brotherhood. Came here some weeks ago. Hired a band of adventurers to scout out some ruins that he wanted to investigate, and then when they returned, he attacked them openly in the town square and murdered them using magic. It took the entire town guard to overcome him.
Adventurers are the worst.
And as a refresher, Astrid's master was in Easthaven?
Yes.
Well, Ripperoonie.
Astrid's master was a lady.
Oh, yeah, no, Astrid's master was, you're thinking of Zhao.
Oh, Zhao's
Yeah.
master.
Yep.
Well,
Does this story sound familiar? I mean,
you ain't getting any
Is
better.
this anybody who's... This is a lot of characters.
Yes.
Do we know what this is about?
Yes, so you met a wizard's apprentice on your first session in the mountains
Right.
named Zhao, who was supposed to bring research to his master in Easthaven.
And we still have that, and we think this is the guy.
And that's what you're getting.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what Ben's alluding to.
We did not prioritize getting to Easthaven quickly, so this is, I think, the fallout.
I mean, he did murder a bunch of adventurers, so...
Yeah.
Yeah,
maybe
if
you're
we got
better
here
off.
on time, he would have murdered us.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
And
He was out for a murder.
while Nickel Cow is, I'm sorry, I'm going to keep calling you Nickel Cow.
Sorry.
He did it first.
I know, and that's why, because it's the first thing that popped into my
I
head.
think, yeah.
While Nicolau is engaging with Captain Argaleth, the rest of you are sort of just regarding the crowd and the scene, and the one thing that really stands out to you is there is a mother with her child. The child's probably no more than like 7 or 8, and she's crying over the gruesomeness of the scene, and her mother sort of like puts a hand over her eyes and shields her and holds her close, but at the same time is unconsciously like shuffling her closer to the flames because it's so cold out here. They're just trying to get warm.
Oh, God.
But it smells fabulous.
It smells awful. It is burnt hair and flesh.
Oh,
And-
does this smell familiar? Never mind.
No, she only eats sushi.
Oh, sushi.
Excuse you, it's sashimi. Sushi refers to the rice.
Sushi, Susan she, sushi.
It's like a poke bowl.
Yeah, pokey you.
Nerds.
Would those of us who are native to the 10 towns know if this is like a normal method of execution? Like, is it usually like beheading or hanging or like...
It is. It's one of those things where, there's a lot of methods of putting someone to death for capital offenses. It's not too often it happens out in the 10 towns. There's not a lot of people to be running around doing murders. But, anybody who's keeping track of the numbers notes that in the coldest winters, a lot more people are sentenced to burn at the stake than they are to be hanged or beheaded.
Always an
2
excuse
for
a
1
good fire.
special.
Yeah.
Are there marshmallows?
Yes. You can make s'mores off this dead man's body if that's what you really
I've
want.
never been so erect.
Delicious.
That's gotta have a flavor.
It's just like Mom used to make.
Yeah, meaty.
Everybody loves a savory s'more.
Now they're
smoky like a good scotch.
Now they're hemores.
Peaty. Peaty.
So that is the scene in which you find yourself.
Were we given a contact here in Goodmead for the
Easthaven?
We're in Easthaven.
for the abortion?
Yes, you are to meet the Tabaxi alchemist Foxes in the Snow, who you met during the dragon attack in Caer Konig, who Sai collected guild dues for and then thought better of it because then had to ask her for emergency surgery. And she said, well, we need to perform this at a temple because the likelihood of you needing healing magic is high. So let's travel south to Easthaven and I'll meet you at the temple. I believe it was the Temple of Sylvanus.
That sounds right.
That she said that she would meet you at because you need to enlist the help of a proper cleric.
And I'm covering her guild dues for this.
Which seems like a raw deal on her end. I mean, the benefit is you're probably going to die and she won't have to pay them ever again, but 1 month of guild dues is not a lot. You might want to seek to do her some other kindness if you survive.
I mean, once you heal up and, you know.
Is that like a threat?
Guild
Lick
dues.
that pussy, baby.
Guild dues. That's the down payment. Guild dues
You
per
should
year.
get Tabaxi.
Can be the main payment. All right. If Sai isn't distracted by this flaming spectacle, I think Zev will just try to gently points at least Sai toward the direction of the temple if we know our way there. If not, then she'll ask somebody where to find it.
I know where it is.
Okay.
Okay. And if he does, he'll follow you.
So, as you are beginning to depart, since you've engaged with Captain Argolife, you will have something to say.
Do I recognize if I take a quick look at the crowd? Do I recognize anybody that might be a cleric of Sylvanus? Like maybe that person's already out here enjoying the warmth.
Yeah. Let me double check. I'm sure you probably might. Give me just a moment to consult my notes here. So you do recognize the cleric of the Temple of Sylvanus that maintains the shrine here to Sylvanus. He was one of the people that came to Bryn Shander to render aid after the snow turned to blood. His name, and it's kind of a funny name, so bear with me. His name is Toin Yurchoba.
That's what she said.
Oh, you're Choba. Get the fuck out of my face.
Nice name, George Lucas.
He's human. Anybody who
That
knows
kind of
the
name?
yeah, anybody who knows the different styles of human in Forgotten Realms, he's Rashemi. I'm not sure which one that was.
Yep.
What
Rashimi.
what analog it is.
It's the same ethnicity as Minsk from Baldur's Gate.
Oh, okay. So kind of the Russian analog.
A little bit of Russian.
But anyway, yeah, you recognize him. You've met this man before. He came to the temple in Bryn Shander to, when you were rendering aid, he was there with you, working alongside. He's in the crowd if you want to go pick him up.
Yeah, I'd like to go settle over there, and I'll spot him in the crowd and go over and...
And, he recognizes you immediately, obviously. And he comes up and he, clasps one of your big paws, big cow hands. And, Nicolau, it is good to see you in such dark and cold days.
It is good to see you too, brother. I am in need. We are in need of your assistance. If you can carry yourself away from this
Foxes has
slightly
come.
gruesome sight, if you can.
Foxes has already begun setting up her surgery table in my temple. We are prepared to receive your friend. We will do what we can. I make no promises.
Understood.
Nature is brutal more often than not, as you can see.
I've never. Can you point the way, and we will just meet you there when you are ready.
Yes, and he gives you some directions on landmarks and how to find his shrine. He says, we have important business to attend to with your friend, but when you are done, assuming everything goes well, perhaps while you're in town you can help an old druid out with his flock. 4 of our fishermen went across the lake to a dark shore to look for a lost child, and they have not returned. So now we are missing 5 people. With what happened with the wizard Dazan, the town guard is a little short-handed. Your band, maybe look into this for us.
It would be the absolute least we can do.
I would appreciate it. Thank you. But first, your friend, of course. Your friend takes priority. We must make sure that he is well. please go to the shrine. Foxes said she'll be ready by the time the aurora is out of the sky. We should be prepared.
Okay. I'll wave to everybody and point them in the direction. And I'll
You see the towering Nicolau over the crowd, who is probably, even as a runt minotaur, is probably still towering a good foot and a half
I'm
over
over here.
everybody else.
Can you see me, guys? Hi.
He's hopping. Hi.
He's a minotaur.
Yeah, he's a minotaur, yes. What is there anything else you guys want to do in town before we get into the Psy section?
That's Zev's priority, is taking care of Sai right now.
All right. Dave, did you have any input about what we talked about before we get going on this? No? Just wanted to play it as it lays?
Play it as it lays.
All right.
And so,
Have
sorry,
you rolled a backup character?
Nicolau, do you let us know about that we're now saving kids?
No, I might talk about it once we're there, but let's get in there first.
That's right.
Okay. By the way, guys, Volin told us for a request.
Who
Who wants to do a good thing?
All right. Who wants... all right. Who here has had a dream about a gnome? I believe, Nicolau, you have as well. But
Did
you
I?
might not remember.
Okay.
Who here wants inspiration for reminding us about your dreams about gnomes? Well, I saw Kaylee's hand first. Go ahead, Kaylee.
Fucking academic dork.
Shut up.
Look at her notebook. She deserves this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked hard on this.
To be
Bitch.
fair.
To be fair.
So, the most recent dream we had about a gnome was a friendly-looking gnome sitting on our bedroll talking, but every time his mouth opened, it sounded like static, interspersed with mountains, life support failing, crystal, evacuate. There was a river of frozen blood, an overhead view of a glacier, and a man screaming into the ear of another, but the other man just didn't respond. And when we woke up from that, we noticed that Sai wasn't waking up.
Excellent. Take inspiration.
Thank you.
Was there something about yelling in a language that we couldn't understand?
It was
Inspiration.
implied that it was an Arcana-based language. Yeah, something about it being
Take
magical.
inspiration.
Oh, cool.
Una, since you were the first one to remember and fill us in on what happened, you'll be the first one to look at the handout, but feel free to pass it around the table when you're done. That is posted on a signpost as we're walking down the street. That face is eerily familiar.
Uh-oh. I can read the letters sitting back here, and I'm like, uh-oh.
It's an outcast from the Gnomestromo. They made it back to Toril.
Ooh. I don't like him.
10 out of 10 would bang.
I'm wondering if anybody is recognizing the urban legend that I am ripping off for that.
Just with a quick glance, I got such Charles Manson vibes when I looked at this picture.
Yes, you see that flyer posted on a signpost, and yes, all of you who have had the dreams recognize that gnome. You can feel free to take that poster with you. There are literally on almost every signpost. I'm going to wait for the dog to start barking. I'm Magic Caitlin just pulled in. Yeah. All right, sounds good to me. So you follow your directions that you were given, and you arrive at the Temple of Sylvanus. It is sort of like stylized in the shape of a grove of trees. It's made from stone, but it's an attempt is made to make it look natural.
Faux painting.
Yeah, kind of. Like paper leaves and whatnot. The doors stand shut against the cold. You force them open against the wind, slip inside, and in the back you can see a blaze of lantern light. Looks like every lantern they could find has been used to illuminate a small space to bring it up to the light levels necessary for emergency surgery. So you're not sure if it's the apprehension or the worm in your guts, but man, you don't feel good.
Yeah, man, I'm just really not feeling this.
So it's the Foxes in the Snow is there and Towan?
And Towan will arrive shortly after you. He's mostly at the execution One, to see the execution. Let's be real.
Yeah.
This is a surgery, not an execution.
Caveman cable.
Well, they're going to execute your child.
Okay.
They're
Thank
going
goodness.
they're going to execute a successful surgery.
That's what I want to talk to you about, Towen. What's the success rate on this bad boy? How many have you done? I want to see some credentials.
My credentials are the stempel that we lay upon, and as far as my success rate, I've never lost a patient.
Yeah,
I know where they all are.
they don't tend to go too far after they're dead.
Reassuring wink. You said it out loud.
RateMyDruid.com.
He brings you in. Foxes, regards you coldly. Foxes is not super friendly towards you. She goes, "Oh, good, you survived. We actually have to go through with this now." I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be painful. We don't know where Slod tadpoles nest inside a goblin body. So we're going to need you to do a couple of things. The first and foremost is we need you to stay awake. If you pass out or go into shock, you can't tell us if we're getting closer or farther away from where this child is being born.
Okay, that seems easy enough. I'm tough. Constitution's my middle name.
The next thing we're going to do, and this involves all of you, is we need to remain calm. This is a being that thrives on chaos. And if we create a chaotic environment, it will know what's going on and will try to defend itself. Sai is going to be under a tremendous amount of pain. He's going to need to be restrained. He's not a big creature, but even the smallest creature can struggle strongly against restraint when they're in pain.
All eyes turn to Pabu.
And we're going to need assistance with the actual surgery itself. This requires a good deal of fine motor skill. He's got a small anatomy, and we're working with small tools. If we slip and cut something that's not supposed to be cut, we run the risk of bleeding him out or causing an infection. So we're going to need everyone's help to successfully perform this procedure. Does anybody wish to do anything in preparation before we begin the surgery?
I would like to take a... Yeah, she's an herbalist, so she's got to have like an herbalism kit nearby.
She actually has what would equate to like an IV stand with a health potion drip that she's going to attach to him.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking for the purposes of combating infection and for like topical anesthesia and things like that, she's probably going to need to know somebody who's actually got survival skills.
Well, what this is going to boil down to is a skill challenge. So all of your skills hopefully will come into play here. You may be called upon to do something that isn't in your field of specialty, but I've included something to help you cope with that.
Drugs.
Yay!
Lots and lots of drugs.
So, does anybody else want to do any prep work? You can do bless or aid or whatever you need to do.
Bless my aids.
I see Paul with a hand up. What's up, Paul?
So I'm going to give. This only lasts a minute, so I'm going to do it at the proper time.
Okay.
So right before it goes in, but I'm going to give Sai heroism.
All right.
Which is temporary hit points.
That's good. You're going to want that.
Enemy to fear, right?
Enemy to fear. That was the big thing. So
That's
good.
he's immune to fear.
Yeah,
which
that's
hopefully
great.
I'll calm.
That's awesome.
And then go to my spellcasting ability mod, which is, well, not much. 2. That can't be right.
What's your wisdom score?
It doesn't make sense. Will a creature you touch is immune to bravery until the spell is creature's immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability mod at the start of each of its turns.
So it should be your wisdom plus your proficiency, right?
No, it's only your ability mods. So it should be just plus 2 or plus 3.
So it's just plus 2. Okay. I thought it was more temporary hit points.
So that's
But it's
each round.
Each round.
That's so it's like assuming
I
he's
see.
Ben's got a hand up.
He's losing hit points every round.
Yeah.
Josh, Ben's got his hand up. Let's hear what Ben has to say.
For prep work, one thing I do want to do is since we have to have him restrained, I'm the rope guy. I'm going to tie him down.
Okay. All right. Findings.
Sorry.
Oh,
Does anybody else have any other prep work they want to get done?
When I mark him as my favorite foe.
But he's your favorite.
Yeah.
I
I might have to attack his midsection. I don't know.
actually, Ben, can you hand me Tasha's real quick?
Go along.
Here, you know what? Why don't you guys take a couple of minutes to figure out what you want to do for prep?
she takes out what looks like a desiccated severed finger from her pocket and gives it to Sai and says, hold on to this.
Bite on this. Bite down on this.
Don't bite down on it. I need that for shit.
Like biting down on it later when you're hungry.
Yeah. This is a snack.
Yeah.
It is, it does not appear to be a human finger.
All right, I need to lay out the cards for a skill challenge, so can I get some table space, please, and thank you.
And so, Brian, I do want to use the mastermind help action. Do you want to do it like before, like where I'll just give somebody advantage once for the skill challenge?
Yeah, that works, and I'll let you can pick after the roll if you want.
Appreciate you. And if Fairy Fire would help, or if Levitate would help during this, we'll see if that...
Yeah, if it comes up. So we're going to do this just a little differently than I normally do it. It's actually a bit of a return to the actual Don't Wake the Sentries challenge.
Bum, bum, bum.
Make the slide.
So
I thought you were just going to put an operation and we have to...
That would be cool. I don't have operation.
Let me try this, probably not.
Put this where it won't get knocked over. So I'm not going to make you narrate how you're using your skills unless you absolutely want to. I've already gone over how all these skills are going to apply here. Attention, insight, investigation, perception, you're looking for a slot. Knowledge is self-explanatory. Ass kicking, you're going to use your athletic skills to keep Sai from wiggling around and hurting himself during the surgery. Wild cards are mixed in. You can use whatever skill you want. Practicality has the medicine skill on it. That's self-explanatory. Subtlety was a bit of a shoehorn to get that one in, but basically you're using subtlety because you don't want the slod tadpole to know what's up, or else it's going to eat its way out of Sai and instantly kill him.
Keeping calm.
Don't wake the slod trees.
Smoothness is basically you're talking to Sai to keep him calm, you're talking to the surgeons to help them doing their job. It's all your talking skills. Communication is key when you're doing something as complex as surgery.
We're reminding Sai of his breathing techniques.
And push.
So, the way this is going to work, you move around the columns of cards as you normally would. A D6 brings you to whatever number card you're on. A 6 brings you ahead of the one spot ahead of the leader. The way it's going to change this time is that once someone succeeds on a card, we flip the card upside down to safe space. If you land on it, you don't have to roll.
Okay.
The other side of that is... these all have the low, medium, high, and critical risk on them. We're going to have a risk counter. If you fail on a card, the risk counter goes up. The first 3 risks are free. Starting at 4, Sai's going to have to start making Constitution saving throws. Every time he fails one, he's taking 2d6 points of damage. Every time he has to make a successive one, the difficulty goes up by 1. So the more you fail, the closer Sai's going to get to dying. He's already on a healing potion drip. What he has for hit points and death saving throws is what he has. If he runs out of hit points and death saving throws, he's done.
So with my heroism that I just did, can I basically, whenever it's my turn, give him the 2 hit points from the temporary hit points?
Can you do it like every turn like that, or is it?
I think that's how. Is that what you just read?
At the beginning of each of his turns, he gets the temporary hit points.
Sure, yeah.
His turn or my turn?
But it only lasts for his turn, I believe. But it still lasts only a minute that you concentrate on it.
Okay.
So I would say save it.
I would say, yeah, because it only lasts a minute, and this procedure is going to take it. You know, it's not going to take us long in real time, but in game time, it's going to take a while.
I guess I'm just a little confused by the spell. Does it add 2 points every turn?
It refreshes the 2 points each of his turns.
Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't gain 2, then 4, then 6.
No, you never stack temporaries. It's always the highest source.
These are already in an order.
It's
I like
kind
them.
of
Can you
assuming
just
that you're-
start laying them out for me, please?
Sure, from the top.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
And I was letting them all decide like what they want to do to assist. While they're doing that, Sai is going to request just a room alone.
Okay.
When he goes in, which like I guess they have like a confessional.
Yes.
place
Yeah, they
somewhere
would.
where he can just.
It's like in a hollowed out tree bough.
Cool. So he goes in. He rifles through his little backpack and pulls out the slod's hand. He lays it down on the ground. And he starts to do that that ritual there that lets him talk to the mushroom lady. What's it, augury or something like that? Or
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Zooktamori, what are you doing here?
Hey there, mushroom lady. Things are looking kind of bleak for me, so in this holy area, I offer this to you in hopes that it will appease you and give me luck in the following procedures. And if this pisses you off, I'm sorry, but maybe you could do something with it. I don't know. I haven't seen one of these things, so with that, I hope I have luck.
And then he does his augury.
Okay. And that's wheel, woe, or undetermined, right?
Yep.
Undetermined. All right. Anybody else have any pregame? All right. Seeing none. Rather than doing an initiative counter to keep it simple, we are going to start on Kaylee.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Let the 14-year-old girl try to get the chaos demon out of the goblin first.
You know what? Nope, you're absolutely right. We're going to start with Dave. This is sort of his thing. We're going to start with Dave.
His body, his choice.
So, Dave, go ahead and roll a d6 and see where you start. And how many hit points do you have total? I'd like to know that now, counting your temper.
Oh, you are topped off, right? You're healthy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, assume that a long rest has occurred between last session and this one. If you haven't recorded it already, you may.
35.
35, all right.
It's so low.
30.
All right, you are on low-risk athleticism.
1, 2, 3.
I guess that makes sense as the scalpel makes its first incision. You're trying to keep your body still. So go ahead and give me a skill check.
So a strength saving throw or just one of those?
Any of those, whatever one is best for you.
I'll do acrobatics to stay still and not cause more damage.
All right.
18.
18 is a success.
Do some juicier horror music.
Yeah. Do you have a suggestion?
For emergency surgery, something panicky.
Is there anything off the Amnesia soundtrack?
There is.
Ooh, yes. The entire original Amnesia soundtrack would be great.
There's also a song by Jeff Beal off House of Cards called New Organ, which
basically everything from Jeff Beal and House of Cards is also great, although some of it's really recognizable.
The whole Amnesia collection was on sale during Black Friday, so
Amnesia Dark Descent.
Starting with like track 2, I think, because the opening track is the title music.
No, the opening track's main menu. That's still a good atmosphere. And
the game scares the shit
out of me. It's great.
It's great, but it's like...
And also a longer track by Jeff Beal that has some great tension to it is a song called Good Pain, Poor Sam.
Sure.
This'll work, yeah.
All right.
This is grim.
Okay. Sai has succeeded on his first go-around.
And I flip it, right?
And you flip it. So if you land there, you don't have to make a roll. It's just a safe card. Your turn continues. Next up is Zev.
All right. D6 to proceed.
Safeguard.
Hey, I'm on a safeguard.
All right.
So that means that nothing happens, right?
Nothing happens. You don't need to do anything.
This is a safe space.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm
sending good vibes.
Yep. Good vibes to the universe.
Prayers for Sai.
6.
All right.
One ahead of the leader.
Yep. You go to low risk attention.
Insight,
Perfect for
investigation, and
babies.
perception.
I'm just gonna do a perception check and see if any of the key principles, either Sai or the cleric or the wizard, the other person with the fox is a wizard, is that right?
She's an alchemist.
Okay.
Not a magic user, but an herbalist by trade.
Okay, just to see if any of them are freaking out or like in a negative kind of position here.
Sure.
What did I say? Perception. Yep. Or is that insight?
Either one is fine.
Whichever one you want to use.
Insight's
Whichever's
better. It kind of makes thematic sense that it's insight.
Mm-hmm.
14.
14 is a failure.
Ooh.
It is low risk. We're up to
Low
1.
risk, so you're up to 1.
Well, you said 3 freebies.
3 freebies, so no saving throws yet.
Okay.
But we are, the risk counter has moved up to 1. And the card doesn't flip because you failed the skill. It only flips when we succeed on the skill. So, Pavu, you are up.
Okay. That's a 4.
You're going to join Nickel Cow.
Okay.
Attention, what you're really good at.
Yes, so good at that. I actually have great insight.
Remember, you don't need to narrate it if you don't feel like it. You can just roll the skill.
Okay, I'll just roll the skill. But basically, I'm like making sure that like Sai's like doing okay, and like looking at the stomach to make sure it's not like weird. Like,
Lamar's
face.
coaching.
Yeah. Jesus. This is not a D20.
Nope, you roll really low on that. All right, that's pretty
She's
good.
really good at attention.
What is it?
She's the big one.
Oh, single.
I
Yes.
just crit fail.
Single and ready to mingle. The risk counter is at 2.
And so this is what kind of check did you make again?
She was trying to do, what was it, perception you were going on?
Insight.
Insight, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a big fail. So I don't want that. So I'm gonna use my mastermind thing to give you advantage.
Smoke them if you got them. All right, your mastermind is used up.
Yep.
That's still
That's
bad.
a 9. That's still bad.
I mean, it's better. It's 5 times better than what you had before.
And yet still a
The
gruesome
bar is
failure.
so low.
All right, go ahead, Benjamin.
I'm also on this card. Am I good at any of these?
Card is gonna kill someone.
Insight's okay. Investigation's pretty bad.
I would think perception's
Perception's pretty
kind
good,
of
yeah.
your thing.
We haven't even gotten through the abdominal wall.
You haven't even got through his belt buckle yet. You're still trying to undress him.
I'm basically going to look at it like I'm holding Sai's feet down, and Nicolau and Pavu are like way too close, and they're crowding the doctor. I'm like, all right, everybody's got to get the fuck out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sort of my perception to kind of pick up like where the line needs to be for them to stand behind, like the don't cross this line kind of thing. To
Yep.
just spread people out. That's a crit success.
All right.
25.
All right, you can flip that card over.
No, I can't.
I mean, a man could. Love you.
Niantai could.
Yeah, get your goat in here. We need goat surgery.
Total recall.
All right, Kaylee, it is your turn. How's it doing over here?
5. That's over here.
5. High risk knowledge.
Oh, that's good.
Aren't you really glad to have the 14-year-old on the high risk one?
You got Gavin's medical journal. You're like, I don't know how to read this. It's in Wild
Like a
West.
high school biology.
Can't read.
Why is she talking?
Written in cowboy.
Y'all. What the fuck's it, y'all? Some kind of nature check.
No, that's
I
fine. You don't
don't
have to
know how to
narrate it.
spit that.
You really
You got
don't.
this, girlfriend.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a 22.
That's a success.
Thank God.
Another high risk card off the board.
Retroactively, Una is just chill with blood and being cut into things at this point. Just
Gross.
she's doing her best by not freaking out.
I mean, doing her best by not licking her chops, I think, is probably more accurate.
It's Goblin. You don't know where that's been.
I know where it's been, baby.
Are you sure?
No.
All right, Sai, your turn to participate in your own surgery.
To the 1.
1.
That's a shit place to be. It's over here.
But it's a wild card, so you can pick any skill off your sheet.
Oh, man. I got skill.
Or saving throw.
Or saving throw. You could use the saving throw, too, if you wanted.
I'm gonna use stealth, and I'm gonna stealthily shit my pants.
As often happens during labor.
Oh, no!
That's an 8.
Big
That's
old
an
log
8.
right on the table.
So the risk goes up by 2, which puts us at 4. Sai, make a Constitution saving throw.
Unless somebody wants to use that advantage.
Yo.
All right, roll your stealth skill again.
That is still shit, my friend.
All right,
You
make
fucker.
that Constitution saving throw, my friend.
Still literally shit.
The problem is that everyone here has an olfactory sense.
16.
So I'm confused. I thought we got 3 free ones.
He got
You
medium
did.
risk, which
Medium
counts
risk
as
adds 2 to the risk counter.
Oh, I see.
Low adds 1, medium 2, high 3, critical 4.
Okay.
And you're at 4. You succeed on your first Constitution saving throw. No damage this time. The next time it goes up by 1. All right. So you failed that card. It stays face up. It is Zevlin's turn.
The tree.
That's a good one.
There you go. Low risk subtlety. That's right up your alley.
Well, we'll see. We'll see
Well,
what
yeah, but you're good at these skills, so you'll roll really low.
Don't use any of your trained skills.
What are you expert in? Don't use that.
Okay, I think, she's very good at deception.
All right.
So,
You're doing great.
You're gonna do fine.
Everything's totally cool. This is not freaky at all.
she will definitely think of some very clever lie to keep him. Like, probably things are going. I mean, with all the critical slashes, he'll probably be like, "Is it a and she'll just look at the organs and be like, "Yeah."
They're all there.
These are all great. You're great.
22.
22 is a success. You may flip that card over.
Ding, ding, ding. Toontown.
All right, Nicolau. I'm making a conscious effort not to call you
2?
Nicolau.
2 is a low risk athleticism.
What the fuck am I going to do with that?
Feeling strong?
Strength
Hold
save.
him down.
I start wiggling as I lose my bowels.
What was Josh?
Yeah.
What was that song you recommended?
I've recommended a lot of them, but "Good Pain, Poor Sam" by Jeff Beal has a very tense, foreboding one.
I don't know how to narrate this. So
It's fine. You don't need to. I don't see it on
19?
Spotify. 19 is a success. You may flip the card over.
All right. Halfway there.
You're basically just holding Sai still so he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah, I'm
unfortunately,
really
I don't see
slippery
that
on the table
Spotify.
for some reason.
Stinky.
That's a 1. Oh.
You go right ahead of the leader.
No, 1 is medium risk wild.
I thought
6 is ahead of the leader.
6.
Oh, you're right. Yep, medium risk wild. Any skill you want.
Okay. That's good.
I'm going to punch him.
Yeah, I'm gonna do athletics. I'm gonna again double down on holding him down.
I'll
I feel like
send it to you, Brian.
I feel like it's starting to get a little dicier here.
Okay.
Slice and dice. I'm gonna use my inspiration and reroll that because it was just really
Your
bad.
fucking dice are trash.
I know, Ben.
You got to
There you
practice more. You took 2 months off and your technique went right in the toilet.
Oh, both of them were really bad.
So medium risk.
That's 2 more. All right, Sai, 2 Constitution saving throws. Oh, wait.
I was going to say,
are
should
you
I give
interviewing?
her my inspiration and let her do it one more time?
Yeah, yes, for sure.
Okay,
better.
That's good. That's a 20.
That's a success. You can flip the card over. I will take those 2 points off.
5th time's the charm.
Me.
No, you're doing good enough fucking yourself. It's fine.
All right.
You don't appear to
Ben,
need
you
any
go
assistance
ahead.
with
I'm going to plug in my computer.
Okay.
Consider yourself fucked.
I'm also going to discard. It's safe now.
Consider yourself.
I don't hurt,
Card.
Sai. I am a gentleman. Next up is Una.
You would just flip the cards over and let it go in on the That'd be really great.
Tree.
That's a safe card as well.
Yay!
Sai, you're not dead yet. Now take your turn and die.
I am not dead yet, but okay.
3.
That's a safe card.
Wow.
Charting a
We're
path to the
gonna have
mountain.
to land on a real card at some point, guys.
Outstanding. 5.
5 for Zevian. You are here. You go to high risk ass kicking.
Oh god.
Oh boy.
Intimidate that baby
How about
slot.
a con save? We can do that, right?
Okay, so this might be one of those times to cash in a spell slot. So I think Fairy Fire is kind of ass kicking. I think if we're locating the nesting area of this tadpole, perhaps we catch sight of it.
Hey, prairie
But,
dogs.
but before it can get away, I will use my daily use of Fairy Fire to illuminate it.
All right. Yeah, I've adjudicated in the past that using resources counts as a success. So I'm going to call it a success. You succeed on this roll. The threat counter doesn't go up, but because we use the spell instead of a roll, we're not flipping the card. Got to keep the tension up.
Yep.
No problem.
Okay.
So yeah, you're a success, but somebody else might still land on that card. Go ahead, Nicolau. What you got?
6. That kind of sucks.
No, it's great. Puts you in critical
Oh, puts you one
smoothness.
ahead. Oh, okay.
You're smooth as fuck.
Smooth.
Or alternatively, we're going to kill Sai right now with 1 bad check. If you have a spell that negates this, that's probably the best time in the world.
Come on, cleric.
So I've already got my concentration on that heroism form.
Oh.
Or is this the time when I cast the heroism?
I think now it's time you cast it.
I would give you the same nod that I gave to Zevelin. If you want to cast your heroism now, you'll count this as a success, but the card remains face up.
I feel like that's a...
Let me cast the heroism now. So you
All
get
right.
2 temporary hit points, and
There you go.
you're immune to fear.
That's good.
It's real good.
And that is an excellent narrative use of smoothness. I feel like calming his fear. That's very smooth.
Yeah.
But the card remains face up, and that means it is now Pavu's turn.
Don't fuck up.
Roll a 2.
I rolled up
4. Critical ass kicking.
Okay.
That's your thing,
That's actually like right up my alley.
Now you just have to roll really good.
Yeah.
which is also
Not
right up your
thing,
alley.
No.
Get out of my alley.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll this shit.
And into my car.
Looking it up. Yeah,
Hey,
it's
you
19.
learned
Whoa! All right, flip
It's
that
actually
card.
23, but
They're all good.
yeah.
It's all a success.
To the
To warm
1.
them up.
I'm in critical smoothness.
To the
Well,
pain.
now we're in some trouble.
Yeah. How smooth is your antisocial ranger with a goat for a friend?
Friend is kind of a stretch.
About as smooth as
Bully?
a condom.
Persuasion? Performance?
Prisoner?
Insight?
That's the secret.
How are your smoothness spells?
My spells are cure wounds.
That's not very smooth.
Yeah, when was the last time you took a bath?
No, I didn't even prepare cure wounds. I'm sorry, dude. I gotta try and make an insight check, and I'm gonna kill you right now.
Do it. Get that round bitch.
There's nothing on that card I'm even remotely good at.
Just stick your fingers in
Wait,
there and start poking
May I
around.
make a suggestion as a player?
Sure.
What about Hunter's Mark?
I don't have it.
Yeah, he's
ranger
the worst
are
fucking
you?
ranger.
It's nothing but goat charms. You use all the goat charms.
Yeah, Niantai
Can
has
we have
Hunter's Mark,
Niantai take his space instead?
What would Nick?
but he uses it
go
on
to?
trash cans.
I'm proficient in throat singing. I don't think that's going to help.
Nope.
All right, yeah, no.
Roll your shitty roll.
We're going to do an insight check because Sai is panicking, and I'm trying to figure out who's causing Sai the most distress.
Don't wake
It's you.
Sai.
It's you.
6.
It's me.
And that is a critical smoothness. Ooh. All right. Sai, I need 3. No, critical is 4, right?
Critical's 4.
Critical
So
is
one
4.
fail,
Okay.
another
Oh
fail,
god.
Hi.
8 probably fail.
The fail.
Yeah,
dice.
4
Stop
fails.
failing.
All
Wait,
right.
you needed 3, right?
4. It's a
4.
critical.
Yeah.
Oh.
I tried.
Nothing I could do about that.
Take 21 points of damage.
Still up.
Right?
And heroism helps too.
Yeah, and the heroism, you eat through the heroism, so...
Yeah, but you know what? We're in a
Whoa.
dicey sitch.
And just in case we're... so...
Kill me now.
You can
No, we're
use
killing
insight with insight incision.
And don't forget the DC is going up every time he fails one, so it's...
Oh, sheep shit.
Insight became Insai.
Yeah. We're still in the game, folks. It's
Still
not
the
over.
game. It can still be done, but we need to keep going. So things are turning bad in the surgery room for Sai. Una, how are you going to help the situation?
By crying.
Seems reasonable.
One ahead of the leader. Low risk smoothness.
Oh, hey! Might actually do something with that. What is that? Deception? Insight?
Persuade Sai not to die.
Nope.
I won't go towards the light yet, but man.
Yeah, I am going to go up to Sai and, sponge his forehead and be like, everything's fine. It's great. It's totally fine.
And somehow that's convincing.
That's a 19.
That's a success. You can flip that card.
Good sponging.
I see it's difficult, right? It's not just me.
You use a goblet.
Chicken fucker.
Chick fucker can still flip a card. Because I got egg on my fingers.
Would he get his new 2 hit points at the start of his go then?
I think we ruled it only once, right?
It was up to you for ruling. It's a 1 minute long spell, so however long the skill
Yeah,
charge takes.
I mean, I know, these are rounds in the theoretical sense, but these are not taking 6 seconds. This is a surgery
yeah.
over the course of several hours.
Yeah, you
for
don't want to
Sai?
take 6 seconds.
Just fish for advantages for him. That's
No.
all.
No,
stealth.
I agree. Yep.
Hey. Just stealth away from that slot, baby.
19.
That is a success. Flip that card, baby.
We lose track of where Sai is. Fuck.
He's into the ether. He's on the rafters, just shitting blood on everyone.
I'm going to hide from myself. 3.
3 is safe.
Safe card. All right.
Good stuff.
That is good shit.
All right, Nicolau.
Oh, man.
Nickel cow.
I can't roll a 0, so it can't be that bad.
Please don't roll a 4.
3.
3 is safe.
Safe.
Pavu.
I still can't, so I can't even take an action, huh?
No, if there's no
I
roll.
wanted to drop a cure, I can't.
No, and I already ruled that's.
Yeah, all right.
You know, I'm assuming that the course of this surgery
Yeah, no,
is
it's
taking all your
safe.
resources.
But it's fair to, that's...
Yeah.
You got a 2?
Yes.
That's awesome. All right, well, I guess I can resume killing Sai. Here's a 4 for you, buddy. No, that's a 2, actually. I'm safe.
Safe. All right. Una.
Una.
I like this flipping card things because it keeps us
Why is
moving.
the 14-year-old carrying this fucking surgery?
Because you're the smartest one here.
She puts the team on her back.
4.
That is the
so-
shittiest thing.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Carry this surgery. Ripperoonie.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you got a spell to blow on.
I'm not sure what spell would replace athleticism for you.
Yeah.
Spider climb.
Yeah, look real
Go up there,
hard.
go up there and get Sai. You disappeared to the ceiling again.
Shit.
Go through
I've been
that,
holding on to my inspiration, so...
go through that spell list, girl.
Yeah, I don't. All of my spells are
Murder.
murder.
Well, don't murder him. That's what we're trying to avoid.
But I mean,
If you gotta do it.
Or if there's something you can use on the tadpole.
Is the tadpole visible at this point? Is the tadpole wiggling around, making any?
I feel like you said he's open, right?
He's at this point. So at this point, he's tied to the table. He's got a open incision. Organs have been removed and placed on a side table in order to better access the cavity. The tadpole, for all its self-preservation instinct, kind of knows what's up, and it's trying to burrow deeper into his chest cavity, hiding and squirming away from the forceps that Foxes is using and applying medicinal herbs to keep the bleeding from getting out of control. You can occasionally see it, but it's trying to avoid poking its head out into the light.
And it's sometimes eliminated with fairy fire.
Yep, it is also eliminated with fairy fire.
Did you do that already?
He's got a glow in the dark slot inside him.
Yeah, it's like you know, you hold a flashlight to the back of your hand. That's what the inside of his chest cavity looks like now. You can see his ribs.
May I suggest something else?
Sure.
Perhaps a dissonant whispers to try to make it run out.
Well, he has my talisman, which means I can use my reaction to
Hellish rebuke.
I can deal psychic damage to the attacker equal to my proficiency bonus, but it also pushes it up to 10 feet away. So
Rip.
Okay. This is an evolving rule, and if you don't like this ruling, we're going to make it a table vote. I've allowed spells in the past because I do appreciate a use of resources in order to circumnavigate reality. That's what magic does. But I'm torn as to whether or not I would allow a skill or a spell that requires a roll to replace a skill that requires a roll and automatically hand wave a success. I feel like that is too deep into bending the rules.
I would say instead of granting the free success,
there's no roll. It's just
there's no roll for dissonant whispers.
Psychic damage equal to my proficiency.
This is not dissonant whispers. It's a class perk.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'd say maybe like a +2 or advantage instead, maybe?
Does that sound fair to everybody else?
Sounds fine.
I'm going to give it a +2 because we have inspiration for advantage. So you get a +2 on the roll if you want to use a resource for that.
You're a warlock, you'll get it back in an hour.
I think it's free anyway.
It's free. I can just do it as long as he's holding my talisman.
Well, then you're not really using a resource.
Okay.
I would say that's nil. It's not going to affect your roll.
Cool.
I trade resources for successes. I won't just do class features.
No worries. I did not read that through the.
No, that's fine.
way.
This is a rule I'm making up on the fly, so we're gonna make it fair together.
Well, athletics.
I do like this track, Josh. It's really good.
Thank you.
Acrobatics. It's the same.
It needs a beep.
Yeah, of course.
I thought about queuing up a flatline sound in case this goes tits up.
The piano tone has that.
But I thought that would be jinxing it if I looked it up ahead of time.
All right.
I'll look it up then.
Not feeling super confident over there,
sir. So I'm just going to use athletics to try and hold him down.
I mean, this man had to use insight. We were all doing something we're uncomfortable with.
That is a 16 on the die.
That is a
18.
success.
Boy, it feels good to put this one
the
upside
smartest
down.
and the strongest in the
We're
room.
getting some sweet cardio today, everybody.
Sai, how you feeling there, buddy?
This is fine.
1 for
one.
Sai. That's going to medium risk practicality. You're a very practical boy.
Mm-hmm. Animal handling. You can handle
Medicine?
your animal.
Slad's an animal, kind of.
Animal.
You're slanimal.
The slot baby's just playing the drums inside his chest.
I'll use medicine.
Yeah. See why.
Currently
Bro.
drug here for excessive
I'm
failure.
going to use my inspiration.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Yay!
Hey! Flip that card,
By
honey
the way, I
bunch.
kind of love that this is the first time in the challenge that medicine's been used as a skill. Oh yeah, that's what we're doing.
How am I punching this? I could put this thing back together. It's like Jenga.
I mean, it is, vaguely medieval medicine.
Foreskin. Go ahead.
Where's
Foreskin.
4 take me?
Safe.
Sweet.
All right. Nicolau.
4?
Safe.
That's not what I wanted.
I'm sorry, bud.
I mean, at least landing on a safe space means
One.
you
Well,
can't
yeah,
fuck up.
I can't give him a cure spell if I'm not on a real card. That's my
Yeah.
beef.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's your beef, huh?
Where's the beef?
Oh, no.
High risk 1.
Oh, but he could pick something.
All right, yeah. Sai is starting to wiggle and froth at the mouth, and the ties are becoming undone. So I have to run around the table and retighten all the knots. I'm using survival.
Okay, that works. Yeah, the knots are also getting slick with blood.
That is a crit fail, my friend.
Bro.
Do we still have
You
it?
just start untying him.
Does anybody have an inspiration that they can give to this man?
If you gave us some for free, right?
I gave one to Una, who I believe has used
Used
it.
it.
I gave one to Kate, who has used
then-
it.
I had one from last
I
time.
would
And
use
you
my
had one from the recap.
I'll use my recap inspiration to give that to you.
Thank you. I'm going to roll another one. I'll roll it in the middle of the table this time.
Cool. Good man.
That is it. That's shit!
Flip the card.
Yes!